25 season as your Council Grove Braves will take on the Wabaunsee Chargers. I want to wish both teams the best of luck tonight, and we are streaming on the Flint Hills Live channel and TCT. I would like to reintroduce a familiar person behind the scenes. Couldn't do it without her. Mindy Andrews, technical supervisor and camera operator. Our color man is back with us, Jason Heath, and I'm Justin Carlson. Will be on the play-by-play. We're going to get you the start of the season and get you caught up on all other sports here in Council Grove. But before we do that, we are going to get you this first interview with your new head coach, Darren Reddick, in his weekly press conference, which is brought to you by the Council Grove Republican. You're listening to the pregame show on the Flint Hills Live channel and TCT.
The Deuce.
This is Justin Carlson, the play-by-play voice of the Council Grove Braves on the Flint Hills Live channel TCT. This is our weekly coaches show that's sponsored by the Council Grove Republican. I'm so excited to welcome in your head football coach for the Braves in his first season, Coach Darren Reddick. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Hey, Coach Reddick, again, thanks for taking the time to visit with me today. What does it mean to you to take over a program that you played for in a time when the entire state is taking notice of the Council Grove Braves football program?
It really is pretty special. I know for me this has been a goal personally for a long time. I know when I kind of started coaching at, I think 19 years old was when I started, and I'm in my early 30s now, and I think this was kind of a job I always circled. I went to some other places, and it's just kind of always been a spot I wanted to come back to and ultimately be the head coach at. And obviously with the success we've had in these recent years, it's a special time to take over. But, as I take over in a new role, we also have a lot of new faces and new places for our players. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Well, from this guy to you, I'm just super excited to have you. Kind of shifting gears here, something that kind of means a lot to me, just because I'm a stat nerd. Got to talk about the website that you created. And for those of you that weren't aware, Coach Reddick has created probably one of the most complete websites for stats, records, pretty much anything anyone would ever want to know about the history of Council Grove football, dating back to Alta Vista, Dwight, Wilsey, the 8-man days, and of course Council Grove. Darren, the site is absolutely incredible, and after you answer the question, I'll kind of give those that are listening to this Friday night, give them an idea on how they can find that if they haven't looked at it already. Why did you start the site? What got you excited about starting the site? And if you could give me some feedback on, what some of your former players, some of your current players, what they thought about your website that you created, because it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'd say honestly what started it was after that, that 2021 season was kind of rough for us in terms of, the success in terms of wins and losses. And we were just trying to find something to get kids interested in football at Council Grove, because interest had just kind of, we were struggling with numbers in the 25 to 30 range, which to us is just unacceptable for what we wanted it to be. And we didn't, we never had records per se. The Republican kept, who had the most rushing yards in a season or a career and most points, but that was literally it. That was the only stuff out there. So it kind of started a little bit of a combination of, wanting to get kids interested, and then that was kind of where my self-interest came in, just being a former player. Kind of started by researching that time around when I was in school, and then I was like, okay, then I'll just go from about, 2006-ish to the present times. Then I was like, that's not fair to the old guys. So started finding some old newspaper archives, and then going to the library to fill holes. And it honestly just kind of turned into a bit of a passion project there. So it definitely was something I hyper-focused and obsessed on a little bit. But I enjoyed doing it. It was fun. It's been cool to build those relationships with former players. I've met and talked to so many former Council Grove football players, Dwight football players, and just stakeholders from half a century ago in our program. And it's been cool to talk to people and see what that means to them. We have a lot of people that their thing when they're an athlete was football, and they'd never been promoted years ago, and their records weren't out there, and now they're out there. So it's cool to see what that means to some people.
All right. Well, it's excellent. And for those of you that want to try to find it, if you just get on your normal search engine, whether that's Safari, YouTube, or not YouTube, but Google, just type in Council Grove High School Football, and it usually shows up as the second one, and click on that. It's a Google Sites. Enjoy, because you're going to spend a lot of time just looking and searching. And Darren, it's incredible. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, shifting gears offensively. Jason Heath and I were talking when the school district hired you, and we were kind of most curious about, all right, when Darren takes over, what style of offense will he run? And for those of you that didn't know Darren or know Darren very well, arguably one of the best, if not the most successful running back, because he owns a ton of offensive records, specifically in the rushing category in the history of the program. But they were thinking, all right, we're kind of throwing around a lot, running a little bit. How is that going to be different? So that was the one thing we were kind of curious about. What do you think? And again, obviously, nobody's going to hear this until Friday night, 30 minutes before the game starts. But what do you think your offensive strategy will be this year? Run a lot, pass a lot, spread out, speed up. What are you thinking this year?
I mean, just kind of this off season, our big project was to research programs like us. We want to. I mean, I'd say number one, first and foremost, is our pace of which we do things. We want to minimize those procedural penalties. We want to be able to go fast anytime we need to go fast, but also slow the game down. So we have a very multiple offensive scheme. We teach everything out of empty, but we also are very quick to get into, 2 running back, 1 tight end set. So we kind of have a little bit of an ability to adapt to whatever we need to do. But we also know coming into this that we didn't have a lot of upperclassmen running backs coming back. So we definitely diversified our passing game with that, introduced some new concepts. So that's kind of the overview of what our off season looked like offensively, and we're kind of excited to see what the puzzle looks like all put together when we get out there Friday night.
Sounds good. And then shifting gears to defensively, obviously I assume you're going to continue on as the defensive coordinator, and our defense has been something that, again, we talked about statewide recognition. And again, congratulations on all your honors as a coach, as a defensive coordinator in the past. Are we going to see something fairly similar to what we've seen in the past with your defense this season?
Yeah, I think schematically it's going to look very similar. I'd say most of what we do is, we're still teaching the base system defensively. Now, I've made some adaptations with the scheme a little bit due to the kids that we have and the body types that we have. As you know, as everybody knows, we lost a very talented senior class. We feel very good about the underclassmen we have coming up, but it's ultimately my job to play to their strengths. So I think you'll see a system that looks very similar. We'll probably start the year in our base set that you see a lot, but as the year goes on, I think you'll start seeing us adapt into some other stuff. It'll be exciting to see. Right now, it's just been, kind of the cliche of football we were talking about last week of the Jamboree. The more physical team is going to win. We spent so much time on X's and O's that we kind of need to get back to that of just redeveloping that physicality at the line of scrimmage and in our skill position groups. And that'll be a big challenge for us this Friday because we're playing a team that's pretty physical.
All right. And you'd mentioned the senior class, and I just got to kind of give a shout out here. We got to give a shout out to, last year's senior class, 4 years, and they were a huge part of building the foundation of a very successful program. Now that they've all graduated and now that they've transitioned, you mentioned about filling some of those positions with some younger players. But again, I just got to give a shout out to that senior class just because they were kind of at the start of creating some things that were very, very special in Council Grove, and that their way that they played and their attitude, the way they conducted themselves, obviously, in my opinion, kind of spilled over those younger underclassmen, and they kind of want to take over that mantle and keep this program going. Is that kind of the way you see that senior class as they were as players?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they, even in 2022, which is really that first year we kind of started making a turn, We had a good senior class that year, but truly our sophomores, I guess when they were sophomores up to our seniors last year, they've been the core of the program these last 3 years, and they've set some good examples. They went through some tough. I mean, a good example of the roller coaster. Last year our district schedule didn't go very well, but we bounced back. We kept the right mentality, and we're able to finish strong. So they did a good job of showing how you should carry yourself when things aren't going well. I think that was maybe what I was most proud of them, was just that bounce back, at the end of the year, because a lot of people kind of wrote us in for dead in the playoffs because we were, the fourth place team in our district, but they kept it together. And I like seeing our current juniors and seniors. You can see that they have a lot of that mentality to them. And yeah, I'm just kind of excited to see how that turned out.
All right, and then this Friday night, your Council Grove Braves will take on the Wabaunsee Chargers to open the 2025 season here at home at Legion Stadium. And obviously, this past Friday night, the Braves did compete in a jamboree versus Wabaunsee and Hillsboro. What did you see from the team that you liked against both those opponents? What's some things you'd like to see improved? And what do you think we're going to see from the Wabaunsee Chargers this Friday night at home at Legion Stadium?
Yeah, I think last Friday was, I'm very glad we had the opportunity to go out and do the jamboree. I think our kids needed to see that. For us, we talked about how that was our week one game, and we made quite a few week one mistakes. I felt like offensively we did a good job. I'd say we probably only showed 25-30% of our offense, and we didn't really show any of our change of tempo stuff. So we kept it pretty vanilla, but also had a good amount of success on the offensive end of the ball. Defensively, kind of what I talked about, that physicality, name of the game there. I felt like I was a little disappointed last Friday in how we executed on the defensive side of the ball, but, like I told the kids, like, a lot of the disappointment and things like last Friday, how that went, was it comes from the expectations we've set, and that's what I'm so proud of this program now, is we're not the same Council Grove team that's just, content with beating teams that aren't very good, and then whenever we play somebody that's better, we tuck our tail and run. Now that we have that established, I kind of like seeing a little bit of disappointment last Friday night when we step off the field, because we felt we could have played better, and we know that we have a standard to live up to. So yeah, some good, some bad. I was proud of our offense. Our defense played well in spurts. We struggled a little bit on the third down stuff, but we'll get some of that fixed and get ready to roll for Friday night. And you mentioned Wabaunsee as well, right?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yes, yeah. I was impressed with them, man. They're a different team this year. Last year we played them week one. We beat them 40-7, and they were a physical team early, but we just kind of wore them down with our depth as the game went on. Defense had a ton of success. Our offense, that was kind of a breakout game for our passing game right off the bat. A kid like Mason Samuels last year, nobody had heard of, had stepped into that game and had a monster game at tight end for us. And I think this year what's different about them is, even though they lost a couple key players, is they are much improved on the offensive side of the ball and the execution and their run game, especially their passing game. Defensively, they're pretty similar, but our kids saw that they're not a team that's just going to back down. They've got some players. They're eager to be successful last year. They're hungry, so it's going to be a good first game of the season. It's going to be a good competitive game, and we need to get out there and set the tone and get our season off on the right track.
All right. Again, Coach Darren Reddick, I want to wish you the best of luck Friday night as you take on the Wabaunsee Chargers at home at Legion Stadium, the start of the 2025 season. Love having you. Good luck this season, and we'll talk again next week. And again, good luck Friday night.
Yep. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. And that was our weekly press conference with your head football coach, Darren Reddick, on the Flint Hills Live channel and TCT, sponsored by the Council Grove Republican. All right, welcome back, Braves fans. Going to get you started here for the game, which will be kicked off here in about 15 minutes. If we do sneak away for a little bit, that will be due to the national anthem. Going to give you some other information and area sports here at Council Grove High School. Cross country team made their annual trip to Mission Valley And obviously between Jason and I, we've made that trip multiple times with our kids, and it's just not fair. Normally that cross-country meet is usually 90 degrees, wind blowing out of the south at 20 mile an hour, but yesterday conditions were ideal and saw some pretty good times from our cross-country kids. The boys end up placing second as a team. Individual placings, Jaden Picolette placed third, medaling with a 17.55. Also medaling were Brody Nelson, 15th, Carter Bremer, 16th. Other results, Hayden Horton just out of the medals at 21.32. Braden Jarvis, 21.33. And Aaron Croats with a 23.46. Daniel Most with a 27.32. And in girls varsity action, Caston Andrews had a 23.46 and Haley Nielsen with a 30.06. Next up for the cross-country team will be a trip to Heston next week on September 11th. The volleyball team started things action on Tuesday night, took on a Chase County team that was pretty solid coming in. They end up dropping both of those matches. And again, your volleyball team is coached by Milo Swift. Girls golf team competed this past Tuesday in Eureka, and the Lady Braves won the team championship with a 238, beating second place Circle by 10 strokes. Individual results, Haley Grant placing second with a 56, Mackenzie Grant placing fifth with a 58, Giada Plummer in ninth with a 61, and 13th, Taylor Tiffany with a 63, and Brecca McEwen rounded things out with a 73. Next up for the Lady Braves will be a trip to West Franklin for their invitational at Vassar on September 8th. And again, before we get kick-started here, I'm going to tell you again, change of head coach here. Darren Reddick is now the head coach. Butch Hayes stepped down and is going to be the offensive coordinator. Other coaches for the 2025 version remain the same, with Brock Finch and Jay Semeka. Again, coming into this season, a lot of high expectations, coming off the best run in 2024 in program history, making the Final Four for the first time in the 2A playoffs. This program has set an amazing foundation and will continue having big-time success in this football program. Before we get into kind of the meat and potatoes about tonight, I'm going to kick it over to Jason, get us kick-started and fired up for the start of this season.
Oh, my goodness, are we ready to play some football? It's the start of the Darren Reddick era, which I have maybe a sentimental tie to this. In 1994, I graduated high school at Council Grove High School with Bobby Reddick, his dad. So shout out to the class of 94, and Darren Reddick takes over the Council Grove football program. He's been the last several years been the defensive coordinator, and like Justin said, one of the most successful run in the Final Four. So, you know, what do we expect to see? If you didn't come out the other night to the Jamboree, you know, Coach Reddick, as prepared as anybody in football, you know, he I would imagine didn't show a lot in the Jamboree. Wanted to get guys out and take a little contact and get to run through some stuff. So I think we're going to see here in a few minutes, we're going to see the Darren Reddick brand of football that he wants to play here at Council Grove High School, and this is as exciting as it gets. You know, me and Justin are moving into our fifth season here, and we called every game that a couple guys that were huge in this program. They were all huge last year's senior class, but, you know, Ace Monahan, Holden Ziegler, these guys graduated. They've gone on to their respective college football programs to play football, and they're not out there. And how do we fill those holes? There's guys we've seen and we've talked about that have stepped up, and we got to see a little bit at the Jamboree of what the personnel is going to look like. But it's a very exciting time for Council Grove football, and this being the first game for Coach Darren Reddick. I know I think he invited ex-players that wanted to come in the locker room before the game. I know his brother Braden's coming down. This will be a big event for hometown kid, all-time leading rusher in Council Grove history, takes the reins. So We're excited. We're about ready to go here. Looks like we got about 9.5 minutes. I thought we were going to do the national anthem. Now maybe we aren't. So I'm going to turn it back over to Justin, and he, the most prepared guy in high school sports, will continue.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Jason touched on a bunch of great things. And, again, how do we fill those holes? I guess we're going to find out real quick. Just kind of give you the schedule, the way it kind of shapes up. Again, we've got Wabaunsee here tonight. Game 2, we're going to be on the road at Mission Valley. Game 3, home against Topeka Carapay Vale. Game 4, on the road to the Riley County Falcons and steal Jason's line, the Fighty Jordy Nelsons. Game 5, got Osage City at home. Game 6, at Central Heights. Game 7 at St. Mary's. And then the final regular season game of the year, home against the Silver Lake Eagles. What a difficult schedule we got in front of us. Talk about some returners. These are the guys who are going to fill some holes. They return. One of the most important positions in football. They return their starting quarterback, the junior, number 2, Luke Stewart, had 1,678 yards passing, 17 TDs on 10 interceptions. And we're going to sneak away for the national anthem, so we'll be right back. You're listening to the pregame show on the Flint Hills Live channel and TCT.
The Deuce.
Convenient.
Moonlight Trucking wants to assist you with all of your automotive needs. They can get you back on the road. They operate in big truck repair as well as car, pickups, and ag equipment. Give Oscar a call at 620-767-5499 and he'll be ready to help you. They are open from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, ready to serve Council Grove and all the surrounding areas. Always watching and rooting for our Braves.
The H&R Block tax professionals are here to meet all your tax needs. Let these experts give you a peace of mind. Call and place an appointment with them today. You can find them located at 316 West Main in Council Grove. The Council Grove Republican, founded in 1872, provides you with community and focused articles Monday through Thursday, which are stories you can't find on social media. Subscribe today at councilgroverepublican.com for as low as 35 cents an edition. Did somebody say Taco Tuesday? El Rancho Viejo is just the spot for your south of the border cravings with a full menu of made-to-order Mexican cuisine. And don't miss their $1.75 tacos on Tuesdays. Be sure to try one of their famous margaritas while you're dining in. Open 7 days a week. Find them downtown Council Grove. At the Morris County Hospital, they are proud to stand behind our hometown athletes, the Council Grove Braves. Whether it's on the field, court, or on the track, these athletes show us what hard work and dedication looks like. When injuries happen, their team of professionals are there with expert care to get them back in the game and stronger than ever. The Morris County Hospital is caring for our community and cheering on the Braves. Let's go, Braves.
All right, welcome back, Braves fans. Got to give a shout-out to Council Grove High School Band. For no more than I got to look over there, they've got about 14 kids. That was pretty darn solid. That was excellent job there with the national anthem. Again, returning Luke Stewart, 1,678 yards, 7 TDs on 10 interceptions last year. They also return Blaze French at the running back position, number 10, and number 41, junior Bradley Dornbos. They return, and I guarantee he's going to see quite a bit of action at the running back spot. And then the 2 spots that I think we are going to probably call their names and their numbers a lot. Number 34, Mason Samuels at tight end, had 487 yards and 6 TDs. At the tight end position. He is going to be the focal point of the passing game this season because he's big, he's strong, and it takes a entire student body to bring him down. Also, somebody to keep an eye on the offensive side of the ball is really getting he got a little bit of special team action last year, grew a little bit, got a lot bigger, a lot stronger, and anybody that follows track, number 3, Logan Stockwell, the sophomore, brought home some hardware from the state track meet in the hurdles. We're going to have to keep an eye on number 3 in the passing game. Defensively, you got 3 kids returning that were in the top 5 of total tackles. Number 6, Reed Buttrey. Number 28, David McDiffett. And number 41, Bradley Dornbos. All are some of your top leading returners as far as tacklers are concerned. Your 2 interception leaders, again, we talked about him already. Blaze French had 6 last year, and number 8, Caden Hewitt, had 3.
Returning sack leader is going to be Bradley Dornbos with 4. And I'm not going to forget you guys, the big boys up front. Without you, we couldn't even score a single point, and we couldn't stop anybody from scoring on us. We've got to talk about the big fellas up front. Returning big boys and studs up front, number 56, Caden Hewitt. Got quite a few starts on the offensive and defensive line. Number 69, Tyler Hutchison. Again, started almost every single game for us last year. As well as number 62, Maddox Ziegler. And the big boy, going to be on a tackle spot, number 78, Gunnar Gleason. Definitely good to see him back on the offensive and defensive line. And I got to give a shout-out to number 54, Leo Salas. He's going to give us plenty of things to watch on the offensive and defensive line as well. Again, your Braves are going to be taking on the Wabaunsee Chargers. We beat them last year 40-7. But Jason briefly had mentioned the Jamboree. We did play Wabaunsee, and again, both teams kind of a nil on both sides of the ball. But one thing I noticed just in warm-ups and what I saw last week, they just seem a little quicker and a little more athletic. And it's just something that, it's just a feeling I have. I think Wabaunsee is going to be better than they were last year. So it's going to be one of those games. It's going to be a great test for us here to start the season. Well, I never thought I would say this in a game in September, but I got a long-sleeve shirt on and a coat up here in the booth. It's probably going to dwindle down into the upper to mid-50s, not a breath of wind. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful night for Game 1 football season here on the turf, Jason, and yeah, I'm fired up and ready to go.
The flag is hanging straight down, so the wind is blowing straight down if from anywhere. They head to the middle of the field for the coin toss. Captains, looks like Hewitt, French, Reed Buttry, and Luke Stewart will go out for the coin toss. And to your point about Wabaunsee and what we saw, I think they got a little bigger. I think they got a little more athletic. I don't know if there was any coaching changes. We didn't get that deep into the Wabaunsee program, but yeah, they seemed to have a little fire in their belly. And after getting beat 40-7 last year, I don't blame them. And they're coming in here on our home field looking for a little bit of revenge, probably. And so the Braves will have their work cut out for them with Wabaunsee coming in here.
And the White Hat's doing some talking to Reed Buttry, so he's going to move him. Looks like we're going to defend the south goal. And they won the toss. The Braves did, but they deferred, so that means it will be Wabaunsee ball, and we'll get the ball to start the second half. So Council Grove will be kicking off from south to north when we return, so we'll have the kickoff team to start, Jason.
Yep, we're going to kick the ball to them. We're going to see the 2025 version of the Braves defense. Now, Coach Darren Reddick, I believe, although he is the head coach now, I think he's going to run that defense kind of like he's done the last several years. Coach Hayes, who kind of stepped away from the head position, he will more or less be the offensive coordinator. Coach Finch down there, Sameka, and Dustin Sandramani, who is the head coach at the junior high level, he does a great job, helps out with the high school and does a lot of stuff on the sidelines for these high school games. And we were talking to Sandramani before the game here, and I kind of mentioned to him that the Kansas City Chiefs kind of have a tie to obviously Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. And I said the only other football team that has a tie to those two people is the Council Grove Braves. We got Sandramani on the sideline. His wife made Cammie has made some of these Chiefs and Royals cakes, and I'm rooting for her to get the Taylor Swift wedding cake. So pretty big tie in there, and let's get ready to kick this thing off.
All right, looks like we got obviously new kicker making his debut here in 2025, the junior Reed Buttry, number 6, set to kick off here on the near hash at the 40-yard line. Get this thing going, and we are underway. The 2025 season picked up and bobbled there a little bit at the 20. Brings it back in, and he is going to be dumped and leveled immediately And there's David McDiffett. We talked about him before the game started. He is going to be one of the keys to that defense.
Yeah, David McDiffett takes on a big load. We saw him play 3 or 4 games where he played. We had through some injuries late season last year, and then kind of slid more to a backup role. But he came in some big moments, and he's gonna be the guy that makes a ton of tackles back there and has to read that offense.
Twins to the far side here. Going to be a pitch play here to the near side, and he's going to be dumped immediately. Bradley Dornbos, welcome to 2025, young man.
We'll introduce you to number 41, Bradley Dornbos, who looked like maybe he knew where the ball was going. And in fine Darren Reddick fashion, he probably gave some secret hand signal to Bradley Dornbos and told him right where that play was going, and Bradley executed the play.
Going to bring up second down and a long 14 for Wabaunsee. Twins to the far side. Here's the snap. Going to be a reverse counter inside immediately, and David McDiffett got in there quickly.
Oh, 41.
And he's going to be shot down there by Bradley Dornbos, and the Wabaunsee Chargers are going backwards.
Yeah,
Jason.
They're going backwards. They're like, hey, this is nothing like the Jamboree. What's going on here? But the Braves come out fired up to play defense, and man, a lot of what we saw last year, calling 41 and 26's name.
Going to bring up a third down at about 17. Got Twins here to the bottom of your screen, Twins to the top of your screen. Going to have movement up front, and I believe number 14, Saeed Jenkins on that near side defensive end. Got a little bit of a jump, but it's still going to bring up third down and a long 12. I think they're going to call it 13 when they fix it. Same formation for Wabaunsee, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom, 1 flank to the right. Here is the rollout by the quarterback, and he's going to be dropped and sacked by number 14, Saeed Jenkins, and the young man.
Yeah, Saeed made up for it big time. He got an incredible move off the line of scrimmage. I think maybe he knew it looked like Council Grove in Darren Reddick fashion, very prepared, and he looked like he knew where he was going and where to throw that fake at that tackle, and boy, got in there in a hurry. That loss of yards, the ball's going to be snapped from about the 13-yard line.
Punt is away, and it's off the side of the foot. The Braves are going to get great field position. Picked up over there by Nate Seamers, and he's going to be smoked out of bounds. But at the 20, just hang on to the football. And, again, that was number 4, Nate Seamers. And one of those situations, Jason, I know he's excited to touch the ball, but you're already going to get great field position. You're not exactly sure if you should pick that up or not.
You know, you're not sure, but when I looked up and said he's going to have a chance, there was nobody around him. I mean, he literally could have kicked it to the sidelines, fell on it. There was nobody over there, so we're going to give him a pass for picking that ball up.
All right, here we go. First offensive possession for your Braves. Down here at the bottom of your screen, Grady Kepley, the junior, and Luke Stewart. Going to be a play-action pass. Stewart over the middle is caught. And is that Maxtonville Lobos? Maxtonville Lobos gets his first career reception. Is that number 9?
Yep, number 9 down to the 4-yard line, and what a dart by Stewart. Comes out firing.
Pickup of 11 is going to bring up first and goal at the 4-yard line. I'm going to sneak over and hug Mindy here so I can see that into the field. Twins to the far side, 1 split here at the bottom, and that is Villalobos. Stewart, handoff. Blaze French around that right side, and he's going to push his way forward. Looked like he might have picked up 2. Going to bring up second and goal from the 2.5-yard line.
Yep, he got close to that 2-yard line, so Braves knocking on the door here early. It's going to be second down from about the 2.5-yard line. Braves going fast.
Again, no huddle for the Braves. Empty backfield, 3 wide to the bottom, 2 to the top. So Stewart's going to have to get rid of it quick. He's going to call his own number, dance his way through, and we got ourselves a touchdown. Luke Stewart with a 2-yard rushing touchdown. Start the season. Braves 6-0.
Yeah, that looked pretty clean. I don't know about you, Justin, but we went fast. We were prepared. I know a lot of your first possession stuff is scripted. Probably couldn't have set it up any better to have the ball at the 20-yard line, but the Braves already on the board, 8:56 to play, and
it's a cross-country runner.
It is.
Carter Brimmer from last year. Snap, hold, kick, up, and it is
good.
Automatic. After he had that one crawl over the goalpost last season, he's automatic now, Jason.
Yeah, he's automatic, and I actually talked to somebody that said he was automatic. Like, he's really been working on this, and Braves get on the board now. It's 7 with the extra point. It's 7-0 Council Grove, 8:56 to go first quarter, and we'll kick it back to them and start over.
We're going to go ahead and keep it right here. Just something for you guys to think about when you're at home. I know you have so many choices tonight. You got the Chiefs are playing on YouTube TV. Hopefully that stream's going well. That's going to start, or if it hasn't started, you got the Royals still in the playoff hunt. It's still nothing, middle of the second for that one. But right here is where you should only place you be tuned right now is Flint Hills Live Channel and TCT. So here we go. Reed Buttrey set to kick off again. Braves put together. Sorry about that, Mindy. I'm throwing elbows up here in the booth. Excitement. Looked like they moved up a little bit. See if Reed decides to go with a deep one here. Yep, pounding a little bit deeper. It's picked up about the 20-yard line, across the 25 to the 30. Dances for a little bit, and he's going to be met there by a whole host of Braves. First one there is Logan Stockwell. He's going to get his first tackle of the season. Here comes that defense, Jason.
Yeah, it's one possession, but man, you saw a lot of decisive speed. You saw guys in their lane. You saw guys making tackle. You saw everything you'd like to see to start the season in terms of the defense. And man, Coach Reddick's got to love what he sees, not missing a step.
Twins to the top of your screen. And a high snap, and it's a race for the football, and it is still loose.
I think
still
Mason's
loose,
got it.
And Mason Samuels has a fumble recovery, and the Braves have it back at their own 12-yard line. If you defensively, you could not have scripted a better way to start this football game.
No, you are building confidence. You got guys being successful at every spot, and Wabaunsee, although we didn't force that mistake, they snapped it high. The hustle blew all around the ball. Mason jumps on it, and Braves are going to take over here. Looks like they're at the 11-yard line, knocking on the door again within seconds of the last touchdown.
Twins to the top of your screen. One single receiver here. Is going to be a play action over the middle. Here comes Stewart's flushed out of the pocket. Looking, corner of the end zone, and good decision there by Stewart. Just threw it where nobody could catch it and live to fight another day. Second down, 10.
He couldn't get his hips turned. He had Kepley in the back of the end zone running wide open, and he saw him, but I don't think he felt comfortable throwing back across his body with the twisting that he had to do to get there. Wasn't able to hit him back there and just threw it away, like Justin said. Good decision.
Twins to the far side, Twins here to the near. Stockwell's going to be your inside receiver. Stewart, 3-step drop, going to just tuck it and run across the 10 down to about the 8. So it's going to bring up second down and call it about 7. We can get another first down inside the 2-yard line. So definitely 4-down territory. I say that. You still got little Carter Bremer. You might be able to kick a field goal.
Bremer might be kicking 40-yarders. We don't know. we probably didn't do enough homework on the Council Grove kicking game.
Empty backfield once again for the junior quarterback. 3-step drop, looking wide open. Mason Samuels, touchdown. And I don't know who schemed that play up, but how do you lose 34?
I don't know. He came off the line of scrimmage, and literally everybody went with all the eye candy that slanted across to the left, and Mason just flares out wide open. Touchdown. Braves trying to get up 14-0 here with 8 minutes still on the clock first quarter, and I don't think Coach Reddick could have scripted up a better start in the last 6-7 months.
Snap, hold, Bremer. And it is dead center touchdown, extra point is good. Braves lead it 14-0. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching Braves football on the Flint Hills Live Channel and TCT.
The Deuce.
At Becura Family Automotive, we've got you covered. Whether it's an oil change, a tire alignment, or engine repairs, with years of experience, the team knows how to keep you safely on the road. And if you are ever in need of a tow, just give them a call, 620-767-6947. Alcogen is a global leader in developing and providing high-performance specialty materials designed to positively impact the environment. If you're looking for an inspiring and exciting career as part of a team who is passionate about its mission, work, customers, and the communities, contact us today, 620-767-5119, or apply online at www.alcogen.com/careers.
All right, welcome back, Braves fans. Council Grove decided not to waste much time. 54 seconds between touchdowns, and here's another kickoff, and there is a decent little return out there by a number 4, Wyatt Gert, for the Wabaunsee Chargers. And Jason
27, Elkin Spear on the tackle, just so
all right, thank
everybody
you, sir.
knows who.
Number 13 is the quarterback for Wabaunsee, and I apologize. Based on my research, Jacob Debler, a 6'2", 170-pound sophomore, getting the keys to the car here as quarterback. Last year it was Cole Franks, so change here at the quarterback position. It's going to be handoff left side, doesn't have any room, and he is met immediately by big number 69, Tyler Hutchison.
Tyler Hutchison over the ball. We saw a lot last year of him playing that. I don't know if Coach Reddick technically calls that the nose guard, but playing in the middle of that defensive line. Council Grove will play the majority of the time with 3 down linemen, and Hutchison's just so hard to move. He's so compact. He's so strong. His summer workouts, you can tell he causes a problem in the middle.
Debler's got split backs. He's going to roll out, looking to pass here. Got a little bit of room, dumps it off, and there is number 10. Good little run by number 10. That is Dalen. Do it, Jason.
I'm not going to try it.
His last name is Mzhickkteno. Mijictino. Is that close?
I think so. I think you're close, but I wouldn't say it 3 times fast if I were you.
No, I'm not. Good pickup there for Wabaunsee, and for those Wabaunsee family that did not make the trip up here and able to tune in on this broadcast. Great pickup. Give them some confidence. See their first down. Give them an opportunity to maybe get something rolling here. Twins to the top of your screen. Got one set in the eye. In the gun, claps his hands. Going to be a tough snap to handle, inside handoff, and he's going to be ankle tackled there by number 6, Reed Buttry, getting into the tackle action there for the young Buttry.
I saw Hayden walk into the stadium tonight watching his little brother, Hayden Buttry, just a tackling machine last season as a senior. One of those senior leaders that we lost. Reed trying to fill the shoes. Bradley in the middle kind of cleaned that thing up there. But the Braves defense really getting after it.
That last carry was by number 2, Cole Frank. Going to have a high snap rollout there by Dibbler. He's got a man, and he's wide open, and it is going to be a, pass interference. And I tell you what, you got to give Dibbler a ton of credit. The kid had a couple steps on Caden, and he literally stood in there, got smoked,
and doesn't want to pass again. Huh? Yeah, he doesn't want to play this game because he did get smoked back there. And the ball kind of fluttered. I believe the pass interference was on Villalobos.
Or was that Schmidt?
That's Schmidt. Yeah, that's Schmidt. He tried to turn around, and the receiver did a nice job. He kind of got into him where he couldn't turn. He kind of had an arm in the middle and drew the interference call. So I think the Braves will take that versus a completion and a longer pickup for Wabaunsee.
So ball on the Council Grove side of the field on the 39. 1st and 10. New set of downs for Wabaunsee. 1 to the top, 2 to the bottom. And I think we might have a little chat from Wabaunsee. First called timeout for the Chargers. We're going to take a quick break. Braves lead it 14-0. 6:09 left to play quarter number 1. Watching Braves football on the Flint Hills Live channel and TCT.
The Deuce.
Adams Home Store has been family-owned and operated since 1969. They offer construction services for custom homes, outbuildings, boat docks, and more. Adams carries supplies for farmers and ranchers and has a big inventory of grilling, boating, and camping accessories. Located at 203 East Main in Council Grove, go Braves! Together with veterans and Morris County, Kansas, hopes to enlist rural veterans and their local partners to join forces to reduce veteran and civilian suicides in their communities. To learn more, join their Facebook group. Please remember, help is always near. It's okay not to be okay.
All right, welcome back, Braves fans. After the penalty and a Chargers timeout, Wabaunsee will have it 1st and 10. Council goes 39-yard line. Twins here to the bottom of your screen, one to the top. Going to have split backs, one in a little bit of a flanker position in the slot here on the near side. Apparently the official's waiting for the camera and the national television viewing audience to ready to snap.
ESPN sign got turned.
Debler got to have a man in motion. Going to go with split backs. 3-step drop, looking, going to go deep. Right on Schmidt, and it is overthrown step for Caden. And again, the only thing is one thing he started to do towards the end of the season when he was able to pick up those interceptions is turn and find that ball.
Get his head around, yeah.
But it was
I think right there, he was happy to be in the position he was in because he was about a half step. He was running with him. It's about a half step. That ball was actually thrown in a pretty good place but not completed. And they're going to pick on 8 over there because you don't want to throw at 10 on French's side. I think French, do you have 3 in one game?
Yes.
Yeah. He might take it the other way. They don't pick on old
Debler
Blaze.
pitch, Frank, and he is dumped immediately. Bradley Dornbos, and that looked like that might have been a loss on the play. I would kind of curious, Jason. You're down 14-0. Bring up 3rd down. You're on Council Grove's side of the field.
Oh, you're going for it.
Four down territory here.
I think maybe they've seen the writing on the wall. With as smooth as our offense has been, they better find a way to get in the end zone.
All right, here we go. Jacob Debler, number 13, the sophomore quarterback. Got a couple running backs on his hips. Going to get the play from Wabaunsee. Frank goes back into the I. Number 2. Council Grove looks like they're coming, and we're going to have movement up front.
I think Gunner scared him, didn't he?
Delay a game.
Oh, it was delay. Gunner was giving him a little jab over there. Gunner's fired up. He gets so fired up he's prone every once in a while to maybe jump off sides. But he's done a nice job so far tonight. But sometimes you don't mind that when your defense is that fired up to get over there.
All right, here's Debler. 1-step drop. Oh, is tipped and almost. Is it intercepted?
Did he catch it?
Make the count. I thought he'd get his hands underneath it. Let's talk about it. Point that way.
He caught it. Yeah. I don't know if he did catch it or he didn't, but we're not going to.
The ball was tipped, and Logan Stockwell with a great catch. Hands underneath the ball. Second turnover picked up by the Braves. First interception for the sophomore, Logan Stockwell. Defense, holy moly.
Yeah, defense is very prepared. That's the word I would use. The defense is prepared.
All right, here we go. Council Grove's got some field to work with here. They've got 14 points in total offense of maybe like 13 yards. Here we go. Movement up front. I think we might have just got free 5 yards. Make that 1st and 5. Yes, sir.
Luke Stewart was able to do that in his first couple years as a coming in playing quarterback. He gets that hard count, that hand clap, gets them to react a little bit. He doesn't do it a lot. You don't want to use it too much, but
one split to the far. Grady Kepley, one split to the bottom here. Senior Maxton Villalobos, ball's fumbled, and Luke Stewart just decides, you know what, it's 1st and 5. I'm going to just protect things and not do anything crazy, and we'll make it 2nd and 9 here.
Yep, he was probably able to pick that up, but he's got enough experience now that holding on to the football, covering it up, and living to fight another day is probably the move there.
All right, twins to the bottom, twins to the top. Empty backfield for Stewart on this 2nd down and 9 play. 5-step drop, looking. Pass over here to the corner and a corner route to – and him and Blaze French just weren't quite on the same page there.
Yeah,
But I tell you what, one thing, sorry to interrupt you, Jason, offensive line, oh my gosh, just basically created a little warm, fuzzy blanket around Luke Stewart. He had plenty of time.
Luke Stewart's not feeling any pain right now because he's. I don't want to jinx anything, but yeah, the offensive line doing a great job of protecting him. We've been able to run whatever we want when we want.
Empty backfield again. Here comes the blitz, Stewart, and they set up. Oh my gosh, they set up a screen to Mason Samuels, and number 33. I don't even have a 33, but
55.
Is that 55? Sorry, number 55. That would be Brody Drogenmeyer. Picked it off and looked like he was running the screenplay.
Well, yeah, he woke up. He woke up standing in the right spot because that screen, as you let him come, the setup was perfect. I mean, it looked like Samuels, if he got his hands on the ball, was going to be able to run for a while.
So the Council Grove gives it back to him, 30-yard line, one split here to the bottom of your screen. Debler claps his hands. Going to be a pitch play. Oh, it's a running back pass, and it's going to be over the head of the intended receiver. So there's the left-handed Cole Frank that I remember seeing, and I pretty much thought that since last week, I don't remember Debler getting much action at the quarterback. It was always Frank, number 2. So
yeah, and they may have done that to try to throw a curveball at us. I'm not sure that what you see in the Jamboree is definitely not what you get with Council Grove, and Wabaunsee probably had a little of that themselves.
Twins here to the bottom of your screen. Debler in the gun. Going to be a inside handoff, and he's going to be dropped. Gunner Gleason.
Gunner almost took the handoff. He almost took the handoff away from the back and took off running down the field. And I would love to see Gunner Gleason rumble 60 yards and score a touchdown in that position. That would be magical.
I think for a big fella, I think he can move a little bit.
He can move. He's pretty light of foot.
3rd down and 16 for the Chargers. Ball gets pushed all the way back to the 36-yard line in Council Grove territory. Again, Twins here at the bottom of your screen. Debler trying to get up a free yard. He's going to roll out here to his right, looking pass over the middle, and it will be incomplete, intended for number 14, Cutter Murray, the 6-foot junior for the Chargers. So it's going to bring up 4th down and 16. You're in plus territory. I don't see any. I mean, you could punt it and try to pin him inside the 5, but look like Wabunsie's going to go for it.
Yeah, I think they probably should go for it. Council Grove's had a couple of little miscues there and a turnover. So, I mean, Wabaunsee probably should try to pick this up and keep a drive going because Council Grove having the ball hadn't turned out very well.
Debler, 5-step drop, looking, and he is going to be sacked by Maddox Ziegler. Jason, did you get the other one?
The other one was Hewitt, I
Caden
believe.
Hewitt and Maddox Ziegler with a sack for a loss. Council Grove football.
Yeah, Maddox Ziegler kind of shades of his big brother there, getting after him, getting to the quarterback, and Braves will take over on downs. Ball's going to be spotted at the 38-yard line. Braves run that offense back out there and see what kind of fireworks Hayes has got drawn up.
Twins here to the bottom of your screen, one split to the top. Again, empty backfield for the junior quarterback. 5-step drop, looking, pass, and it is incomplete. So right now, if it's just me, the last time I looked, that was a 4-man rush. So Wabaunsie's rushing 4, dropping 7 when we go to our empty set, and kind of makes you wonder if we're kind of setting some up a little bit, maybe.
We're really spreading them out, and the designed runs we've seen out of Stewart already, close to the goal line down there. We've got enough speed and we've got enough reputation at those wide receivers that it's going to keep them guessing.
Stewart, handoff inside and push forward for about 3 or 4 yard line. That's the senior Blaze French. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 7. Ball resting right on the 40-yard line, Council Grove territory.
Looked like the 34 started to draw a double team on that last pass play to Stockwell that wasn't completed. Mason turned and he was bracketed pretty much, top and bottom.
Stewart, 5-step drop, looking, trying to get a wide receiver to go. Ball is caught by Maxon Villalobos, breaks the tackle and gets enough for the first down. He might have had enough of that first catch, but Villalobos showing a little strength there, shoving that off and picking up a few extra yards, picked up about 12 on that play, first set of
Yeah, and
downs.
fundamentally, the way he's caught the ball, the 2 receptions we've seen, he's catching ball with his hands with intent to do something with it, and Villalobos, a bright spot for sure at receiver so far.
Stewart got one running back, and that's Blaze French. Got a little bit of seam, and it just shut down real quick. And inside, it's crazy. The difference between pass blocking, run blocking is different because I truly think that Stewart's had a really clean pocket when he's passed and stood back there and watched go through his progressions. But for whatever reason, Wabaunsee's doing a nice job of shutting down those running lanes.
Yeah, those guys have had some gap integrity, and we haven't really been able to move them. And like you said, we're able to create the pocket.
Here comes pressure. Stewart steps up, decides to tuck it, brings it back, throw over the middle, and it's going to be caught by Mason Samuels across the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Looks like we might be about – we got a flag. Is that in the territory of a hold on Council Grove's offensive line or an ineligible man downfield?
Ineligible man downfield. And Stewart, I thought, did a nice job, did not cross the line of scrimmage. Like he was aware. But that's hard on your linemen when they think you're going to take off and all of a sudden you don't. That usually gets you one downfield.
So negate would have been probably about a 7 or 8 yard reception to Mason Samuels. And it'll be a penalty flag. It's going to bring up second down and about 15 when they put it up on the scoreboard. 1:38 to play here in quarter number 1. One single setback, French. Twins to the top of your screen. 3-step drop pass over the middle and in and out of the hands of Villalobos. And one thing, I don't know if you saw that, Jason, great route by Villalobos, but as soon as that ball got here,
he could
his
hear
head
the
turned.
Footsteps. Yep.
His head turned and he saw the free safety for a split second, eyes back on the ball, and the timing was a little bit off because his head diverted to that free safety.
He looked at that safety as anybody in their right mind would, because to see where he was at, because he can feel that as the ball's being delivered and wanting to be either make a move or not take the big hit there. But yeah, well thrown ball, hit him right in the hands. That stuff will come together.
All right, here we go. Big third down and 15. Stewart pass, far side, and it is intercepted. Intercepted and intended for Mason Samuels. And that was intercepted by number 4. Wyatt Gert did a great job of closing that route out and picked it. So second interception on the game.
Well, I think you got to give Wabaunsee a ton of credit there because they know in certain formations what 34 is going to do. And he was pretty prepared, it looked like, to jump that route. If it was going to be thrown to the outside there, he was on it. So may need to not get quite so complacent with some of those to 34.
All right, here we go.
Some of those short ones, anyway.
Sorry, Jason. New set of downs here for Wabaunsee. Look like some double tight split formation here, and it's going to be a keeper there by Franks, and he's got a little bit of a window. Gets across the 30, stumbles his way down to about the 29-yard line. So I'm wondering if they're going to decide to scrap their passing game and just give the ball to Franks. And it looks like Franks might be your new signal caller, number 2, and just basically work on maybe some zone reads for the senior, 5'9", 160-pound senior Cole Franks.
In the Jamboree, they did give us a little more trouble with the zone read action than they did with straight dropping to throw the ball or, just a straight handoff to the running backs.
Frank, again, along that left side, gets a little bit of room, stumbles forward out to about the 26-yard line. Looks like he's going to be real close to that first down, but I think they're going to call him short, 3rd down and 1. So basically what Franks is going to do is channel his inner Carter Hike, the kid from Nemaha Central, and try to get 684 carries tonight and see if he can carry him home.
And they're giving us a little eye candy. They're running. They got motion going, and they're gonna try to make us move a little bit, move our eyes.
Snap to Frank, and he has got the first down, and he's going to be wrestled down at the 20-yard line. So new set of downs, and by that buzzer, we have reached the end of the first quarter. Wabaunsee will have 1st and 10 at the 20. When we return, Braves lead it 14-0. You're watching Braves football on the Flint Hills Live channel and TCT.
The Deuce.
The Tire Shop north of Council Grove is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle's maintenance needs, offering tire and oil services for cars, trucks, tractors, and even ATVs. With hundreds of tires in stock, the Tire Shop is here for you. Matt Palmquist with Whitetail Properties is part of an expert team focused on Kansas land sales with local knowledge and national reach. Get the results you deserve. Contact Matt at 785-826-0995. TCT has you covered for all your internet, streaming TV, and telephone needs with fast, reliable fiber broadband services. TCT is an authorized agent for Nextech Wireless with retail offices in Council Grove, Abilene, and Hillsboro. Visit tctelco.net for more information. Shortstop in Council Grove is a proud supporter of the Council Grove Braves. They provide the convenience you need and the service you deserve. With easy to pay at the pump gas and diesel and great deals inside, you can't go wrong. Be sure to pick up a delicious pizza before or after the game. They hope to see you in one of their many locations in eastern Kansas. Let's go Braves! The Steve Crichton State Farm Agency is a proud supporter of the Council Grove Braves. For all your insurance needs, call Steve at State Farm, 620-767-5819. Let's go Braves! For all your heating and cooling needs, call Services Unlimited. Proudly serving Council Grove and the surrounding areas for over 35 years. Supporting your Council Grove Braves and wishing them the best this season.
All right, welcome back, Braves fans. Start of the second quarter again. Braves lead at 14-0. And what's crazy is we've seen more turnovers than we have touchdowns.
We have. We've seen, first game of the year, first live action. You've seen a couple miscues here or there on both sides of the ball, but this temperature, I think, will really help both teams as we move on. Council Grove playing a little more, a lot of guys playing both sides of the ball this year, maybe a little less than last year. We did talk to the coaches a little bit about depth and conditioning and things like that, but this temperature is definitely going to help that.
And we're going to have movement up front and false start on the offense. So go from 1st and 10 from their own 20 is going to be 1st and 15, pushing back to the 25-yard line. But it looks like they're going to the same formation. Cole Frank basically in the gun, trying to bring Wabaunsee's student body with a double tight end formation, couple split backs, and just basically try to create a hole and shove and let Frank try to find a spot and shove forward, and he's able to do that, but only for a couple more yards. So my math's not good, but 4 times 2 is 8, not 15.
Yeah, that won't get you. That won't allow you to keep the football. I'm assuming they don't have a place kicker that can hit a 35-yard field goal. So definitely 4-down territory. Braves are going to have to bow up here to get a stop, but I guarantee you at that quarter break that what we were seeing with some of that blocking and the double tight ends, Coach Reddick made adjustments.
Frank over the corner, and it is caught. Touchdown, great play action fake, and threw an absolute dime in the corner of the end zone. Did you see the number on that kid that caught it, Jason?
I did not. Hopefully we can tell here in a second.
Sorry about that.
Maybe 10? Yeah, 10.
Dalen Mestectino
Oh,
with a touchdown.
yeah. Old Dalen. Dalen that was good play design, and they'd kind of hammered it at us up front, running the ball, and kind of got the leverage they wanted for him to slip behind the defenders back there, and good play calling by
Here's
Wabaunsee.
Wyatt Gert with the extra point. Snaps good, holds good, and the kick is perfect. So 11:14 left to go, quarter number 2, and Wabaunsee gets on the scoreboard for the first time. We're going to take a little break. You're watching Braves football on the Flint Hills Live Channel and TCT.
The Deuce.
The Apothecary is located downtown Council Grove, is here to serve you for all your pharmacy needs. Their staff is friendly and knowledgeable. The Apothecary accepts most prescription insurance plans, offers free mailing and delivery, as well as a convenient drive-thru. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The service you deserve from the people who care. Let's go, Braves! Located at 415 West Main Street in downtown Council Grove, Route 56 is your local game day gear store. Stand out in the crowd with a unique shirt or hoodie from Route 56. Don't settle for the same old shirt that everybody else can order. Show your school spirit and support the Braves by buying local from Route 56. Check out their online store, route56llc.com, at your convenience.
All right, welcome back, Braves fans. 14-7, Braves still lead it. But Wabaunsee made some changes at quarterback, completely changed their offense and formations and the way they did things offensively, and it's worked for them. And like I said, I mentioned at the outset, I was a little bit surprised that they went with Jacob Debler, the sophomore. Thought Cole Frank was their best athlete. And I mean, I don't want to say I told you so, but he completely changed the game on the offensive end. Set to kick off for Wabaunsee, and he did kick it deep, and it looked like it's going to go to Bradley Dornbos on that far side across the 25. Brings it here to the near side of the 30. Catching Ed. Bradley cuts in, still on his feet. Still on his feet. He's got a blocker out front. 40, 45. Knocked out of bounds at the 48-yard line. What a return by Bradley Dornbos.
Showing a little patience there, letting Blaze French get out in front, following the blocker, and a couple moves in there to keep his feet. And I'll tell you what, that's a great return by the junior. Bradley doing it all, playing middle linebacker. We thought we'd see him a little bit at running back. We probably will before this game's over. But in the return game, big one out to the 49-yard line. The Braves will set up shop, wanting to clean up a few things here. We've had a few miscues on offense, a couple drop balls, not unexpected. First game of the season.
All right, here we go. Set the formation for you. One split to the far, one split to the near. Got Blaze French flanked to Stewart to his right. It's going to be a handoff left side. Blaze French trying to get to the edge, and he's going to be dumped about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and really nothing doing here in this run game. Going to bring up 2nd down and 12 for the Braves.
Yeah, Wabaunsee with good gap integrity. They had a guy every 4 feet stringing that thing out. Blaze not able to go out there and catch the corner.
Twins to the far, twins to the near. Stewart, empty backfield, 5-step drop. Looking, pass over the middle. It's going to be caught. And that is, say it with me again, that's Reed Buttrey getting his first catch of the season. Nice seam there on that far side to Reed Buttrey. And
Reed Buttrey playing, what did he line up in a tight end position? I didn't see where he came from, but Reed Buttrey could be the benefit of a lot of double teaming going on at certain positions in this offense, and a great ball from Luke Stewart. Dornbos in at running back.
All right, here we go. Stewart in the pistol. Claps his hands. Going to be a handoff here to the left side. Bradley Dornbos ankle tackled, but able to fall his way down inside the 20 to about the 19. When they set the yard markers, able to pick up about 3. Going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Braves. So got something positive.
Yeah, Bradley has good body lean, and he runs hard. When he gets the ball in his hands, 41's looking to run you over.
Got Reed Buttrey in the running back spot here. Going to be a play action pass. Stewart's going to be flush, steps up, and tries to make himself out of the tackle, but it's not. And that's one of those things where I don't know if he had time to even find where to throw it away. He had somebody in his face the moment he caught the snap.
Yeah, when he got his face towards the home sideline here and he got to the hash, he probably should have found some way to chuck that thing as far as he could. But hangs on to the football, takes a pretty good shot there. But it'll bring up third and a long ways. Looks like about 21 yards.
Empty backfield, twins to the top, twins to the bottom of your screen here. Long ways to go for Braves. It's going to be a little wide receiver screen on that far side. That's Grady Kepley.
Oh, what an ankle tackle.
And great tackle there again on that far side. Grady was able to pick up, see where they spot him, pick up about, well, go ahead and mark it. Picked up about 9.
I'd love to see Bremer come out to kick a 40-yarder, but it looks like the Braves are going to go for it on 4th down.
4th down and 9. Empty backfield again for Stewart. Going to clap his hands, going to look to the sideline and get the call. And maybe going to call a timeout and talk about this maybe.
Might see a
Play
timeout.
clock is down to 10. And I believe, yep, we're going to have a timeout, and we're going to talk about it, and we'll let them talk about it, and we'll have it when you come back. Braves face to the 4th and 11 here in the second quarter, leading by 7. You're watching Braves football on the Flint Hills Live channel and TCT.
The deuce.
The Council Grove Pizza Hut is a proud sponsor of the Braves. Stop into your local Council Grove Pizza Hut before or after the game for all your Pizza Hut favorites. At Ray's Apple Market in Council Grove, they believe grocery shopping should feel like coming home. They're family owned, so they'll treat you like family too. That's why they still carry out your groceries with a smile, rain or shine. They proudly support our local schools, sports teams, and the heart of the community, you. So next time you shop, choose the store that knows your name and loves your town as much as you do. Ray's Apple Market, where family, community, and good food come together. Let's go, Braves! LuxNet has spent more than 32 years making marketing simple with great customer service, collaboration, and quality products. From invitations and flyers to business cards, postcards, brochures, and more. Visit LuxNetCorporation.com to learn more about their print and mailing offerings, digital solutions, strategy development, and creative services. To learn more about their print and mailing offerings, digital solutions, strategy development, and creative services.
All right, welcome back, Braves fans. Braves face to the 4th and 11. Man in motion is Buttrey. Stewart, 5-step drop, looking, gets rid of it. It's got a man open. It's Samuels. Corner of the end zone, touchdown.
What
a throw from Luke Stewart. What a route by Mason Samuels. Samuels goes to the ground, hauls it in, touchdown.
What happens when you throw it to 34?
He
catches it.
He catches it.
That's what happens. I'll tell you what, maybe as sure-handed as a high school receiver can be, even at the last season to start at the Jamboree. I don't think he had a drop at the Jamboree. And here tonight, 2 touchdowns already, 34 coming up big.
All right, here we go, Carter. Bremer. Holder is Dornbos, gets it down, kick is up, and it is blocked. Number 73, or 70, excuse me, not 73, but whoever that
yeah,
guy up
I
front
didn't see it. He had a pretty good route to the football, we'll call it. Came busting through there. So the extra point is blocked. It's 20-7, 8:24 to go. Second quarter, Braves back in control. Up by a couple possession lead here, and they'll kick it off, and we'll go again. But, yeah, Braves continually making changes on this defense, trying to match wits with Wabaunsee changing up pretty much the whole offense from how they started the game. And, you know, they started the game with their back against the wall, so take that with a grain of salt. They didn't have good field position, and the Braves were really dialing up a lot of pressure. But Braves able to convert there, 4th and 11, touchdown to Mason Samuels in the corner, and that Council Grove passing game's looking pretty good.
By the way, Jason, this would be a perfect opportunity for me to use my phrase that I always want to see when our defense is out there, and it's something we haven't seen the entire game. I want to see their punter.
I want to see their punter, too. Do they even have a punter? We don't even know yet.
Buttrey smokes one, and it's going to take a big hop. That kid was like a shortstop picking it up at the 18, and he is dropped. Wyatt Gert picks it up, and I tell you what, that ball was coming in at like 68 mile an hour, and he picked it up on a hop. And
I like that kick because you get if he doesn't play that perfectly and you get some kind of glancing blow off his hands or his chest, all of a sudden you've got a hot potato out there, and I thought that was a pretty good kick by Buttrey.
Mm-hmm. We do have a penalty flag. I was looking down at my stat sheet on a few things, and it must have been a it came late. So anyway, nevertheless, Wabaunsee will have it.
Yeah, not sure what the call was there that walked him back what looked like maybe 5 yards. I thought it was like 7 that they walked him back, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Didn't see it, so from the 20 we go.
All right, here we go. Frank, man in motion, and he's going to call his own number. Fills a little bit of a seam, and he's going to shove himself forward and pick up about – they're going to give him about 2, going to bring up 2nd down and 8. So essentially with a man in motion, which is Gert, number 4, beyond that is just basically he's waiting for his lineman. He's just basically picking a set of linemen and say, okay, you're doing a good job getting some push. I'm going to follow you, and that's pretty much the offense.
Yeah, Council Grove did a nice job getting to the ball, but that was just almost turned into a tush-push type play once he had contact. Wabaunsee just trying to man on a man shove him forward.
So many linemen, this guy doesn't know where he's supposed to go. And we're going to call a timeout. Number 10, Dalen Michitino was trying to find a spot. Hey, there's not enough room for me. We've got so many people on the line of scrimmage. Wabaunsee going to call her 2nd timeout. We're going to take one with him. You're watching Braves football on the Flint Hills Live channel on TCT.
The Deuce.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. They treat people like people. Together, they will work with you to create a plan that's just right for you. Contact your Council Grove Farm Bureau agent, Alex Renke. It's your future. Let's protect it. Flint Hills Rural Electric Cooperative legacy now spans over 84 years. Their commitment to providing reliable, affordable, and safe electrical power to its members has never been stronger. As a cooperative, the safety and welfare of the members is always the #1 priority. The Flint Hills Rural Electric Cooperative is proud to support its Braves athletes. Go Braves! Located in downtown Council Grove, Grove Gardens has a wonderful selection of gardening tools, beautiful plants, and fresh produce. They are your source for locally grown produce and all your gardening essentials. You can't beat their customer service and expertise. Follow them on Facebook.
All right, 2nd down and 8. Frank trying to find a spot, and he's going to be hit and could have been dropped for a loss, and he's almost going to get up to a 1st down. So a couple missed tackles in the backfield could have had him for a loss. What a run there by Frank.
Yeah, and we got, who is that kind of bouncing there? Hewitt was who wrapped him up. Came up, hobbled just a little for Ziegler comes in as he goes out. Check on that. He didn't look like as a serious injury, but he was hopping a little bit, and something happened when he hit him because he had him wrapped up. Braves had him where they could drop him, and now 3rd and 1, they need to push him back so we can get that punter out there.
Here we go. Frank going to go ahead and call his own number again and wrap him up, and he is dropped. What a huge stand, huge stop on 3rd down. Jason, we're going to see the punter.
I would think so. Ball pushed back to the 25-yard line. So on the possession, looks like they got about 5 yards, even with that big run. Braves push him back. The punter does come out. Can't see the number quite yet.
I think it's Gert, number 4. Bradley Dornbos on the far side. Near side is Mason Samuels, your 2 returners. Snap, left-footed kick is away, and it's a boomer. Wow, what a punt.
Yep.
And it's one of those just takes a Wabaunsee bounce, and that's called flipping the field. What a punt from Gert, and he pushes us all the way to about the 14-yard line. Wow, what a boomer.
Yeah, that was a heck of a punt. our guys were up about 20 yards too far, not knowing what they had in the kicking game, and yeah, that's not much you can do there. Let her roll dead, and we're gonna set up shop at the 14-yard line. That just gives us more time to take this new offense, this new Ferrari out for a drive. A lot of field to work with.
Absolutely, and if you're wanting to put up yards, you can't put up yards when your defense gets turnovers inside the 20-yard line. So we're going to put together a fun drive here with 5:56 left to play and a 20-7 lead. All right, here we go. Twins to the far side, one single split to the bottom, and we should, I think, they're going to say false start on us, I believe. So push us back.
I think the center twitched the ball. I think because they jumped, but I think they jumped on the ball movement of the ball.
All right, here we go. Same formation here. Stewart, handoff inside, and he is going to be dropped, and that is going to be
Dornbos.
Yeah,
the
we're going backwards.
Tackler shot through there unabated to the running back. Didn't catch who made the tackle.
Going to bring up 2nd down and 16. Need to get a decent maybe 7-8 yard play here just to try to make it a manageable 3rd down. Going to have Twins here to the bottom of your screen, one split to the top. Stewart going to be pressured off to this near side, looking pass is caught, intended for Dornbos, goes right through his hands, and going to bring up 3rd down and 16. So
Luke Stewart, good job of being mobile, trying to make something out of nothing. Maybe could have tucked that and took off upfield, but had Bradley along there and just slipped through his hands. So Braves will be tough spot here, 3rd and 15, backed up, and you don't want to be punting from the back of your end zone. You'd like to have 5 or 6 yards here to give yourself room to kick the ball if you're not going to pick it up.
All right, empty backfield for the junior quarterback in his end zone, and they brought a house, and Luke barely got his left foot set, or his back foot, right foot set to deliver the pass, and he had somebody right in his face, so he throws it away. So false start penalty in a 1 yard loss on a run, incomplete, and now we get to have a punter.
Yep, and Villalobos will take over the punting duties this year. Number 9, he's going to have a tester here for his first punt of the season, standing in his own end zone.
All right, here we go. Looks like Villalobos is ready. Here's a snap. Punt is away, goes off the side of his foot. Take a Council Grove roll, please. There you go. Council Grove roll. Gert's going to pick it up, and he's going to pay for it. And number 12, Easton Stows, the freshman, gets himself into the stat sheet. Good coverage there by number 12, Easton Stows.
Yeah, he's one of our backup corners. Big on special teams, showing it there. He played in the Jamboree, played a lot of corner. Stockwell was a little dinged up and had moved into that starting role. So, yeah, big hit there. And I'll tell you what, from where we kicked it to flip it, 35 yards or so, 35 yards, I think that's a good in the kicking game on the Braves.
Debler back at quarterback. Yep, Debler back at quarterback. Looking, and it's going to be caught and hit immediately. Bradley Dornbos is up the middle making something happen, and 63 with a tackle.
63 and 26. McDiffett came up there.
McDiffett came up.
Yeah, McDiffett was first to hit him, and then was it Ziegler?
Ty King?
Oh, Ty King, yeah, 63. I was looking for him out there. Yep.
Ty King, 5'10", 245-pound freshman. Big spot there for the freshman.
Yep. Big kid. He played in that defensive line rotation, and that's going to be huge that we've got those guys to rotate in there.
Debler rolls out to his right. Looking pass is going to be tipped. Good hands there by Reed Butcher. He knocks it down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and a long 6.
Yep, they're in kind of in no man's land here inside the 40, so I would think I would think they're in 4-down territory regardless at this point on the field. So Braves are going to have to hold him twice. It would really help the decision-making process if you would sack him here and make it long. Maybe change the decision to try to pin us deep if the Braves could get a tackle for loss here.
Debler in the gun. He's got Frank flanked to his left. Here's the snap, rolls out here to the left. He's going to be pressured, and he's going to be falling. Ball's still loose. And did Council Grove recover it? They're still pushing and shoving. Caden Hewitt.
Hewitt's got
Council Grove
it.
football.
Somebody threw a flag, and I couldn't tell if somebody grabbed the face mask.
Personal foul on Wabaunsee. So not only do we get the ball, add 15 yards to that, and that is pretty good stuff.
He pointed at Hewitt.
What?
Yeah, he pointed at Hewitt for the personal foul. I'm going to guess somebody used the magic word as they were fighting for the ball, because I didn't see a personal foul. I didn't see anybody spit on anybody. What I saw was the flag come out as they were trying to. One of them was going to come up with the ball, and Hewitt, in a strenuous situation, may have said something that looks like what had happened there.
Okay, all right, here we go. Council Grove gets the ball back. Great job again by that defense. Stewart claps his hands. Play action pass. Pass over the middle. Caught by Grady Kepley. Across the 45, 50. Breaks a tackle. 45. Stumbles his way down to the 42. Good pitch and catch. Great run after the catch by Grady Kepley. And now Grady Kepley gets one of his biggest catches of his career.
Yeah, you saw that cover, all that cushion, and a great call. He was hit in stride by Luke Stewart all the way to the 41-yard line, and the Braves got it cooking here with 3:01 to go before halftime. Braves 1st and 10.
Stewart, empty backfield, 5-step drop, looking near side, and it is caught by Mason Samuels. Break a tackle. Wasn't able to break a tackle, but I'll tell you
catch.
what, heck of a catch and heck of a tackle there by number 2.
Yeah, because if you grab 34 and try to flip him over, that's 6'3", 220 pounds that you're trying to bring down. So great tackle and maybe a better catch.
Bring up 2nd down and 8. Again, empty backfield for the Braves. Logan Stockwell is going to shift back into the slot position. Stewart steps up, rolls out to the left, tries to create some space, going to tuck it, going to run 40, 35, and will go out of bounds and pick up about 4 or 5 yards, going to bring up a very, very manageable 3rd down and short, but good scramble, good run there by the junior.
Yep, and we've got ourselves down inside the 40 where you think you'd have 2 to pick this up. Braves would love to not give them the ball back here and would love even more to put some points on the board, more points on the board before halftime. So Braves will take their time. I think they got a couple timeouts in their pocket. You may see them use one here shortly. Play calls coming in to Stewart.
7-5-4 on the play clock. Stewart loses a handle a little bit, and he is going to go down, and I'm just going to make and that is going to be a loss of a lot. You only had 7 seconds on the play clock. Everybody was not lined up correctly. That would have been a perfect opportunity for somebody to step up and call a timeout.
I really thought we were going to call timeout intentionally, but trying to spread it out, make the play call, with everybody in formation. Braves now on 4th and long, they'll punt and play defense, and Reed's he's gonna get this punt off at about the 40, so he's gonna have a chance to pin them pretty deep, especially if he can kick this low towards one of the corners. He could really.
Why isn't the clock running? The game clock? Okay, it was stopped for a long time, and now it just started running down to 2:30. 8 seconds on the play clock. Snaps away in the punt, end over end, get in the corner and roll. Take a Council Grove roll. Look at that thing roll.
That
well
is
done.
Nice towards the
Gonna
corner.
pin him down inside the 7-yard line. Good punt there by Reed Butchery. Wabaunsee will have it with 2:13 left to go. We'll keep it right here. Braves still leading 20-7, and based on my minimum math skills, I believe Wabaunsee only has one timeout left.
Well, see how aggressive they want to be. I don't know if you want to give Council Grove the ball back. With 2:13, you start throwing it here. Council Grove will probably load up the box, and just make sure that if they're going to try to run the clock out, a couple timeouts in our pocket, we could make them punt if they're going to be ultra conservative. But this is it's kind of a cool position to be in, pinning them this deep with still 2:13. Because if Council Grove turns them over or anything happens here, we could be set up to score again.
All right, here we go. Debler claps his hands. Going to be an inside handoff to Frank. Breaks one tackle, doesn't break the second tackle. Good hit there by David McDiffit's able to pick up about 3 yards.
We're seeing David McDivitt get dialed in. he's really starting to get to the football, make those big tackles like we saw last year, and sometimes it just takes a few hits and a little contact to start the season out, and we're starting to see him make some big plays.
If you didn't join us at the beginning of the game, Council Grove won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. So when we come out of the locker room at halftime, we will have the football. But again, we still got 2 timeouts left. Well, Bunsee's really taking their time. Going to be a keeper by Debler, and he's going to be drilled by Gunnar Gleason. Now you might see a timeout by Council Grove.
Yeah.
Yep, Darren Reddick's calling timeout, trying to get a timeout called, and he will. So we're going to go ahead and set the stage for you here.
Stop the clock.
Stop the clock. Whoever's running the clock is running off a lot of time. It should be like 1:30.
Yeah, they run a lot of time there, and we've you like to think at home that you get a favorable clock management. They run about 20 seconds off on us there. And it looks like Coach Semeka's out there talking about, hey, did you guys look?
Well, nevertheless, it should be about 125 to 127. It's 107. Council Grove still has one timeout left. Wabaunsee takes a loss. They're going to be faced with a 3rd down and a long 10. And I believe the white hat just came over and did some hand gestures and something.
Hopefully trying to get some time back on that clock. Because for the plan to work to perfection, we needed them to run the ball there like they did.
Yep, they got us to 124.
Yeah, with one timeout to go here, if Council Grove can stop them, get them into punting position, and get that clock stopped, I'm assuming Wabaunsee not going to throw the ball here.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask. Do you think Wabaunsee is going to basically, if you run the risk of passing the ball and it's incomplete, it's a free timeout for Council Grove, and you're going to bring your punt team out, you almost have to run it. Now, Cole Frank in the gun here, and I think he's going to do his same thing where he's just going to read, and it's going to be a handoff around the outside end around to Gert, and he's going to stumble forward across the 15 to the 16-yard line. And going to be another timeout by Council Grove. And we're going to go ahead and keep it right here, wait for them to set the mark. It's going to be 4th down and a long 3, 1:15 left to go. So inevitably, Council Grove should get good field position. However,
that punter's
solid, and he booted one about 50-plus in the air.
I would assume we're going to have somebody a whole heck of a lot deeper.
Yep. So I got to assume that once we get it back, hopefully, let's see where they spotted the ball at the 16. Probably going to be punting it from about the 5-6 yard line. Hopefully, even with a fair catch, hopefully you're getting the ball at about the 40.
Yeah.
Best case scenario.
You'd like to think you're going to get the ball. Now, if he was to shank this thing off the side of his foot, get some pressure on him, something, move him, You never know what's going to happen here, but yeah, just getting them into punting formation is a huge win for the Braves, because getting the ball back, no timeouts in our pocket, but getting the ball back, you practice that 2-minute drill. Coach Reddick wants to play fast anyway. Council Grove have a chance to score here before the half.
All right, here we go. Mason Samuels and Bradley Dornbos setting up shop at their own 42-yard line. Here's the punt, got it away, and it is a good one over the far side. Takes a big bounce. Dornbos is just going to get away from it, and why in the world did that kid stop the ball?
Yeah, I don't know. That thing looked like it might have gone all the way to the 30.
Yep, but nevertheless, we got it at the 40-yard line, 106 left to play, no timeouts left, but we do have a gunslinger in Luke Stewart that can make 106 look like 8 minutes.
Yeah, we can. With incomplete passes, you would think Council Grove would be pretty aggressive here in the passing game. Incomplete, stop the clock and try to work the sideline maybe a little, or just take a shot and go for the whole thing, because we haven't seen number 3 just take off yet.
Empty backfield, Stewart, 5-step drop, looking. He's got a ton of pressure in his face. Breaks contained. Gunnar Gleason gives him a little more space. Tucks in, still on his feet. Gonna throw it. Got a man open, and it's caught. Mason Samuels.
Get out of bounds.
Did he get out of bounds? Are they winding the clock, or are they still running the clock? Well, Luke Stewart ran 283 yards, and we were able to pick up and gain exactly 10. But the clock stopped. New set of downs, so excellent job there by Stewart.
Good job of Gunner staying with the play, too, coming back and throwing a couple blocks for him there to keep him on his feet, and a little backyard Sunday afternoon football between Stewart and Samuels.
Right at the 50. Again, Stewart looking, plenty of time. Rolls out to his right to the near side, looking, pointing, passing, and it is going to be incomplete, intended for Blaze French there on the sideline, but
now as a receiver, the Julian Edelman of Bethany College football, when that play broke and he started to dance, somebody's got to release and give him something to put some air under and try to hit him, and I didn't see anybody doing anything but crossing.
Second down and 10, 33 seconds left. Pass to Grady Kepley. Bobbles for a second. Is able to catch it. Now you need to get up on the ball.
Yeah.
And we're out of timeouts. Clock is ticking down to 20 seconds. 21, 20. Third down and 5. And we're down to 15 seconds. 13 seconds. Snapping it. Stewart looking, pass, and it is caught on the sideline. What a catch by Grady Kepley.
Got out of bounds, 8.4. They're going to move the chains. And can we get 2 plays out of this?
Maybe 2 shots, but that's, I don't know, you don't have Tyreek Hill speed. You might have to only go with 1.
Yeah, you may only have 1 shot from the 35 just because you're unless you're going to hit one really quick sideline here.
And here we go. Probably the half. Pass over the middle, and it is going to be tipped. And we've still got 2.6 seconds left. Stewart was trying to get about half of it. Intended for, was that Caden Hewitt?
He took a pretty good shot.
That was Stockwell?
That was Stockwell, and he held the ball as long as he could. He took a pretty good shot. I think he wanted Stockwell to take about 2 more strides because Stockwell was breaking more open, but he had to throw it earlier than he wanted.
So this one's going to have to probably go to the end zone. This will be the half, and he's under a ton of pressure. Ball is caught, and it is going to be shoved out of bounds. You'll get the stat sheet, but that will be halftime. Complete there to Grady Kepley. And at the half, Braves lead it 20-7, and they will have the ball when we return. You're watching Braves football on the Flint Hills Live channel and TCT.
The Deuce.
Tax needs. Let these experts give you a peace of mind. Call and place an appointment with them today. You can find them located at 316 West Main in Council Grove. The Council Grove Republican, founded in 1872, provides you with community and focused articles Monday through Thursday, which are stories you can't find on social media. Subscribe today at councilgroverepublican.com for as low as 35 cents an edition. Did somebody say Taco Tuesday? El Rancho Viejo is just the spot for your south of the border cravings with a full menu of made-to-order Mexican cuisine. And don't miss their $1.75 tacos on Tuesdays. Be sure to try one of their famous margaritas while you're dining in. Open 7 days a week. Find them downtown Council Grove. At the Morris County Hospital, they are proud to stand behind our hometown athletes, the Council Grove Braves. Whether it's on the field, court, or on the track, these athletes show us what hard work and dedication looks like. When injuries happen, their team of professionals are there with expert care to get them back in the game and stronger than ever. The Morris County Hospital is caring for our community and cheering on the Braves. Let's go, Braves!
Entertainment tonight are the 2025-26 Council Grove High School Bravettes Dance Team. Freshman, Betsy Dornbos, Maisie Hayes, Claudia Sameka, Quinley Sowers, Juniors, Marley Hayes, Capri Gant, Nina Hesterman, Lucy Palmquist. Your seniors, Captain Addison Craig, Captain Haley Frazier, Captain Easton Hansen, Marley Gant, and Macelyn Taylor.
Unofficial.
Bring me back. Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it Let's hear it for the Bravettes Dance Team.
DHC Chiropractic is helping you feel your best with services such as spinal manipulation, various forms of physiotherapy, and dry needling. Call into our office to schedule your appointment or reach out to us on Facebook.